Yeah, hi, Elchin. This is Michael Buckoff from BetterTOEFLScores.com. First of all, thank you for making your writing response at Better TOEFL Scores. So it looks like you're working on one of my password-protected lessons, and you're giving me a specific response to a TOEFL integrated writing task. All right, let's take a look at what you've written so far. So paragraph 1, the topic of the reading passage discusses special abilities of people to handle problems which require understanding of space, and those abilities are termed as visual-spatial intelligence. The lecture relates to the text by adding information about I'm going to say maybe a specific field, the game of chess as an example. Maybe you might say as an example area, which expects having these abilities. Okay, so far. I think the first paragraph is good. You mention the key points in the reading passage, and then you discuss what the relationship of the lecture is to the information in the reading passage. So you're saying that it adds information about the game of chess, which expects having these abilities, so that's good. Grammar is pretty good, not too many major problems there. Let's take a look at the next paragraph. Maybe we want a new paragraph here. Okay, in the lecture, the professor mentioned that, I don't think you need a comma here, he mentioned that an important skill which chess players are supposed to have is being able to predict moves before they are made. According to him, I put a comma here, this requires having a good sense of visual imagination. And then you say, this is similar to what is written in the text. I think you might say something like this, which suggests or that suggests. I mean, you tie it in a little bit better. So this is similar to what is written in the text, which suggests that visual-spatial intelligence includes the ability to create mental pictures of objects and to transform these images in the mind. Okay, next paragraph. Moreover, the professor gave example of a particular type of chess, blindfolded chess, in which one plays against several others without seeing the chessboard. Hey, nice use of the dash. You've done this twice so far. Very good punctuation. So you might want to review, if you go to my TOEFL grammar lesson, I want to say it's maybe 4, where it talks about using commas. Review that one, but I really like how you're using the dash in here. It says a blindfolded player is only informed about positions of chess pieces by someone, I'm not going to say someone else, by someone else announcing his or her opponent's moves. The professor implied that playing against different opponents at the same time without directly seeing the chessboards I don't think you need a comma here, calls for strong visual memory. This proves the point in the reading that visual-spatial intelligence involves having a good visual memory. These areas I've highlighted in yellow so far are very important because you are directly connecting the information in the listening passage to the information in the reading passage, and that, my friend, is going to help you get a very good score. All right, let's take a look at the next part. It says here, finally, the lecture claims that, again, no comma, claims that a chess player actually does not call to, I'm going to say, call to his or her mind, I'm going to say maybe change to the entire the entire picture as a whole, as it is in real form. Instead, I think you don't want a comma here. That's going to give you a comma splice, which is a problem with basic sentence structure. So I'm going to put in a semicolon here. Then you can say, instead, he or she remembers reasons, strategies for specific movements to draw previous positions in his or her mind. This supports the idea in the reading material that visual spatial memory involves a memory that is abstract rather than pictorial. This is actually looking pretty good. Now, I don't actually have these specific reading passages that you used, and I don't have the lecture that you used, but in terms of your organization, I think it's working really well. It looks like you discuss information in the listening, you connect it to a point in the reading, you go to another paragraph, discuss some other key information in the listening, again, then you connect it back to the reading, and you do that even in the last paragraph. So in terms of connecting the information, as long as you're connecting the right information, you're not leaving out any important points there, and I think you're going to get a really, really good score here. Now, according to the TOEFL iBT rubrics that ETS uses to grade this particular scoring response, I think at the minimum you will score 4, if not 5, on this particular writing task. Let's look at the score of 4 first. So you have here, it says, a response at this level is generally good in selecting the important information from the lecture and in coherently and accurately presenting this information in relation to the relevant information in the reading, but it may have minor omission, inaccuracy, vagueness, or imprecision of some content from the lecture or in connection to points made in the reading. A response is also scored at this level if it has more frequent or noticeable minor language errors, as long as such usage and grammatical structures do not result in anything more than occasional lapse of clarity or in the connection of ideas. You had a few instances in there where you did have some minor language errors, but I don't think that it really affected any type of clarity or connection of ideas. I think that you were not vague, that you were precise, that as long as everything that you wrote in there was accurate, I'm saying here, I think you're scoring in the 5 range here. It says here, a response at this level successfully selects the important information from the lecture and coherently and accurately presents this information in relation to the relevant information presented in the reading. The response is well organized, and occasional language errors that are present do not result in inaccurate or imprecise presentation of content or connection. So in terms of thinking about your writing task that I just read, I mean, you got an introduction, that's great. You state the key point of the reading, and then you show how the lecture relates to that. You get into the next 3 paragraphs discussing some different points from the lecture, and you're always careful to connect that back to a point in the reading. To me, that's about as organized as it can get. And I don't think it's the only way that you could do it. I've seen other students who prefer to use your introduction like you did, and then they'll discuss the main points of the reading in the next paragraph, and then they'll discuss the major points in the listening as it relate to the reading in the final paragraph. But the way that you did it is perfect. I mean, it works really well. So congratulations. I think, I'm not going to say that you'll get 30 out of 30, because you do have some minor language issues in there, but I'm guessing, I mean, hold your breath, but I'm guessing maybe 27, 28 points out of 30. How's that? I mean, you got some pretty good writing skills, my friend. I think if you are a university student, I don't think that you will have much trouble succeeding. Anyway, again, thank you for being one of my stealth students and purchasing. Thank you for purchasing my 7-step system to pass a TOEFL. And it looks like you are really doing a great job in preparing for the TOEFL. So good luck to you. And don't forget, when you do take the TOEFL, send me an email, or you can make a comment at Better TOEFL Scores and tell us how you did. I'll be really interested to see. The question is, with your language skills, with your writing skills, the question is not, are you going to score well? The question is, how high you're going to score. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that you can get over 100 on the TOEFL iBT. I got high hopes for you.